Well, well, well. Welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right. You've found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, Pete. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
Players, since before your sun burned hot in space and before your race was born, I have awaited some players.
Oh, that's freaky to hear. Hello, all you Architects of Fate. And tonight we are playing Star Trek Adventures, Bajor Rising. And the episode is Allies. Joining me tonight, we have our great cast. We can't all be here tonight, but the people who did show up are going to be wonderful. So I want you to introduce yourselves and what you're looking forward to on your next duty assignment aboard the USS Odyssey, Galaxy-class starship patrolling this area.
Okay.
So, yeah, Kent, why don't you take us away?
Okay. Lieutenant Nolan McLaren's personal log. So I am on the space station. I forgot the number.
It's on your screen.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm on. Okay. I'm sitting in my quarters and my temporary quarters, Starbase 375. Computer, begin personal log. So,
Beedle-deet.
thank you, computer. So I am excited about my posting on the Odyssey. I'm a little apprehensive about my orb experience. After my orb experience that I had on Bajor, I'm navigating uncharted territory. It's a challenging journey, no doubt. Rediscovering myself is going to take time, but I know that I'm not alone in this. I used to be a drone devoid of emotions. Now I'm flooded with them. It's overwhelming. How do I even begin to understand this? I guess on the Odyssey, The only thing that I can do is take it one step at a time and start by recognizing that I'm feeling in different situations and to erase the emotions, even the uncomfortable ones. Hopefully, my work in science and numbers will distract my mind to give me a object to focus on while I sort things out. Hopefully, the Odyssey will be a challenging endeavor, and I'm looking forward to that. And who knows, maybe once I'm finally whole again, I will meet someone else to share my life with. Who knows? All I know is I'm excited to be off of Bajor and back on the comforts of a starship. All right, computer, end log.
And we go down to the shuttle bay where we find Nathaniel. We find Lieutenant. It is still. I've got to respell the name because it is Bajor, right? B-E.
Right. Braytor.
Bajor.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. You had a disguise in a disguise. You are putting back the warp coils that the doctor, the counselor managed to screw up. Yeah. They are triangular like that. The coil is a triangular shape like that, and you're just pushing them back in.
Yeah, I'm sort of looking around to make sure the doctor's not around.
It's quiet. It is quiet.
Yeah. Don't mind that. So I tap my communication personal log. It's been 16 days since my return to Starbase 375. I've been able to keep myself busy with maintenance on shuttles in their main shuttle bay. The tasks have been slightly challenging, but my only real distraction has been in the form of a doctor, therapist that Starfleet is insistent I speak with. But at this time, I find my work distracting enough. I have received new orders that I will be transferred to the USS Odyssey. These Federation starship names, they're really... What would my father call it? Right now, his words elude me, which is troubling. Yes, that's about right. The starship names are very troubling, but I'm not going there. But it'll be nice to get back onto a starship and serve once again. I have spoken to my father and mother. They are well, and on a more personal level, I haven't told them about what happened on Bajor with the orb experience. But it is as a Klingon, it is my duty to overcome and understand what I learned. But the Odyssey should prove as the new challenge. We are heading out soon to a new era called the Badlands. And from all Starfleet records, it is proven to be a navigational hazard, which I find appealing because I am a pilot, and in situations like this are what I live for. End log.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And we have a as you tap the badge, you detect faint footfalls coming toward the shuttle bay. It's nice. You have very good hearing, but there's a little bit, the echoes help. But this person is trying. Well, do you want to divine what kind of footsteps we're dealing with? You want some free momentum or not? These are what I'm asking you. You might be muted. Or are you just saying you're muting just so that you don't hear us cursing?
I'm sort of torn. On the more logical side of me, I'm gonna try to determine what it is, but on the more Klingon side of me, I just want to throw a dagger at it. See which area I impale.
Both will work. You want to roll? You want to throw some dice? I'm not going to be averse to that.
Yeah, I'll throw some dice.
And then the dagger.
Well, depending on the outcome of the roll, will determine whether or not I get court-martialed.
It depends on how important the person is. If it's an ambassador for another empire, you generally don't get court-martial. You don't put court-martial for that, apparently. It's amazing what you can get away with in episodic television.
Okay, so what would you like me to roll?
Oh, well, you just decide highs or lows for how you want to respond. That's just a you thing.
Okay, so
Yeah, what is your favorite way of doing randomness, sir?
Well, I'm gonna use my. You know what? I'm just gonna do what I did on the other game. I'm gonna toss a coin.
There is you have a die there. It can be evens and odds. It can be whether the number is round or not.
Yeah, I can't seem to find my Witcher dice. So from 1 to 10,
yes.
I wait. On 11 to 20, I throw the dagger.
Okay.
Let's get the...
It is a cultural item, so you are allowed to just wander around with it. Okay. You come up over, and basically, here's the deal. You can see the screen, so I'm going to put the mystery person, because you don't know who you're throwing at. Shapes. There's a little happy face. There we go.
Nailed with a knife.
I nailed him with a knife in the head. Now now you keep in mind he can go this way too. He can be happy or sad. This is the best part about this character. This is why we have the very expensive effects. So between you and the shuttle, the shuttle is between you and whoever is coming through one of the entranceways. I will give you a security and what's it called? Either insight or daring, your choice, to notice who it is you're throwing it at.
My daring's better than my insight, so I'll take the risk on that.
Okay, you just need one success.
And I got the one success.
All right, you got the one success. So you're working on trying to bank stuff. You do notice it is an ensign in a Starfleet uniform. Looks to be Bajorn by his ear ring, but the knife is about to leave your hand.
I use the other one to quickly grab the hilt. As I go over the swing to let it fly, I reach out and grab it.
Oh,
so
what? You're grabbing the knife out of your own hand.
As the blade is doing the arc.
Gotcha. Okay.
I catch it.
Oh, okay. That's all I'm going to ask is I need a daring and well, I don't want to keep using fitness. I don't want to keep using engineering. I'm going to have you use a fitness. I'm going to make you use fitness and security.
Okay, well,
this game is somewhat limited in what it can give me as actions.
You want to spend some of your threats to lower the lower the difficulty.
Well, it just needs one. It just needs one success.
I know, but I'm just letting the DM play with his threat and maybe spare us a bit of pain and suffering later on.
Oh, you mean you want to give me threat? Is that what you
No, I'm hoping to get you to use threat.
I've got a Badlands scene coming up. I need you guys to make some Boffo bad rolls here. Two successes, three successes,
double twos. So I got 4.
Oh, that's
no,
yeah.
that's
Because I'm assuming you had like whack ass knife things as a focus,
so yeah,
right?
2 successes. Well, I mean, if I use any of my,
I don't know if you got a focus that applies. That's the problem. You swapped out all your weapon skills.
Improvisation, but I don't think that counts.
Yeah, no. You definitely abandoned investigative techniques, but you do bank up momentum. So you look like you just basically grabbed and fumbled the knife, or not fumbled it, but you sort of grabbed it like you were practicing some Klingon ritual.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Reltok appears, and he appears a bit. He's hesitant to approach you a bit, but he asks. Actually, he's a lieutenant, and so are you now. Okay, but he does ask if he can approach you.
If he has longer time in grade, then he outranks me.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make a thing of it though, because you've got longer time in service, and there's a thing in his brain. There's it depending on the person and the relationship. It's like Nog ranked Chief O'Brien, but Nog knew when to shut up.
Okay.
It's like, there was a very solid thing about that. It's like, yeah, seniority is more than a pip. So, sir, Lieutenant Braytor, do you have a minute? I have I have some questions about my homeworld.
Very well. And I come out from underneath the nacelle, stand up, and sort of look down at him. No offense to people watching, because my character is slightly taller.
Yeah, you don't go. You're hard to miss in a crowd. Sir, I haven't been back. I mean, I came from the refugee camps when I was 3. I haven't ever been to my home world. And what's it like? You can avoid the strip mines.
Lieutenant, in my time there, I found Bajor to be a beautiful, peaceful world. It has vast jungles. It has everything a Class M planet would want. However, it like everything else, it has its scars. As you are well aware, these scars show themselves on a day-to-day basis. I found a bit of peace there. A strange peace that, as a Klingon, I have spent half my life learning. The only time I've ever achieved a similar peace is working on a shuttle, flying a shuttle. You have not been allowed to know the details, but 2 brave men gave their lives for your home, for your people. Your planet is worth fighting for. Your planet is worth surviving for. where your planet, and I motion to his nose and to his earring, wear your planet with pride.
Okay.
Where display your planet everywhere you go. You will return home one day. Keep that thought in your heart.
Okay. And what the alarm that you set for yourself now gently pings. This is the alarm to remind you to report to the docking tube to begin your tour to transfer to the Odyssey.
I close up my toolkit. I clap him on the shoulder and say, this one needs new power core.
Oh, yeah. And I just realized something else. Reltalk is an Odyssey crew member.
Now you tell me.
That's okay. You didn't know that. You launched from the Odyssey, but that's okay.
We're launching from the Odyssey?
Well, your initial mission, when this all began, you launched from the Odyssey. So you have been on the Odyssey before.
Hang on a second.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so please clarify: are we beaming over to the Odyssey? Are we doing a walkway over to the Odyssey, or are we shuttling over to the Odyssey?
Walkwaying over to the Odyssey, but if you want to bring a shuttle that you've been working on,
I don't think I have.
Oh no, you can have the poll. You could just decide you did, because you've been working on the shuttles. You see, you know how much maintenance time you save the flight crew, because nobody wants to work on the damn shuttles, and it shows because you've been very busy.
Yeah,
because they all get destroyed so easy.
They all blow up they're basically death traps.
Well, I mean, if we had the Type 6 or 7, I would agree with you. But I mean, these are the more modified, newer ones. I mean, I could voice
also be, yeah. You could actually, if you want to, keep in mind you part of the Star Trek system, right? Is you get a say in the environment, the story. If a character has not been created, you're welcome to simply create one and say, hey, I know the ops officer. It's Chief McGillicuddy. And then I force Ken to become Chief McGillicuddy for 5 minutes. So that is a total, or not, either way. I think that he'd do a great German accent.
I could.
Or you could test Mr. Goliath Man if there's a Dutch king that needs to be the helmsman. But so believe it or not, this is just as a very meta thing. This is very unlike how Dungeons and Dragons works. This is very much you get to take the reins in to kind of fill out the universe.
Okay. I'll join the rest of the crew and just walk across, because I'm assuming that there's going to be a nice meet and greet or whatever on the Odyssey. And my orders are basically simple: report to the Odyssey, report to this person.
Yep.
No offense to the viewers and everybody, but I'm not ready to jump into, I'm going to bring over my own personal shuttle. No one can touch my damn shuttle.
That's okay.
I know that sounds fun, but and I'm sure Ken is going to have his own lab on the Odyssey with his own lock. But I mean, hey, that's him.
Maybe. I mean, those labs get spoken for really fast. You might have to throw elbows.
Well, I mean, he does have a nice right hook.
Yeah.
I do.
From his previous mission.
Yeah.
But anyways,
he did have a mean right hook.
Yeah. I go over to the comm panel, just input that stuff has been taken care of, and just to
okay.
give it juice power, like power transfer to restart the engine, restart it, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
And then say, we go now to the Odyssey. It is time to go back to what Starfleet is made for, exploration.
Yep. And also, Real Talk just says, I'm proud to know you, and let me be the first crew member to say, welcome to our home. And so you guys can like walk together, unless you want to get rid of the whole awkward walking and not being able to not having any more dialogue, which I think would be funnier.
Again, part Klingon, part Vulcan. I'm like, we're not one for salt. We're not one for small talk.
Not the chatty boys.
I go around I go right to the door, pick up my cone-shaped crew carry-on, and
yeah, you bring your little tube, your personal effects tube. Lieutenant McNair, do you have anything that you want to tidy up before your bell rings?
No, I'm just just packing up my uniforms and, well, not, I guess, in the science lab, so that would be weird. But,
oh no, you can. I have a crew's quarters somewhere.
Okay, no worries. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna pack up I finished my personal log. I'm just, contemplating the Odyssey and everything, and I'm just going to pack up and get ready to head out on the shuttle. I'm trying to think of small talk that I'm going to make with Lieutenant Brator.
Yeah, let me see. Let me get this. Wait, that wasn't a redemption. What are you doing to us, broadcast?
Someone transports Gog into my tub. What? Oh, into my lab.
Well, that's okay. I like the idea that you walk out. Just as you walk out, like something beams into a container.
I'm just gonna.
And all you hear as the doors close is.
Yeah, I like the idea that it's in one of those little decorative canisters. Like you'd get the it's got all the imperial sigils on it, and it's clearly been gift wrapped for someone's Ascension Day.
Do I notice this as I'm walking out?
You hear a transporter whine, and it appears on the thingy, and it's your depending on how culturally aware you want to be, you can decide what other things there are about it. But it's a canister, translucent cylinder of live Gach,
Gotcha.
With what looks to be the equivalent of a bow, but it's made out of thorns and spikes.
Okay, so
it's like razor wire in the form of a bow.
I'm going to notice that being beamed in to my quarters and onto like just the table, and I'm going to say, obviously, someone's mistaken my quarters for Lieutenant Brator. So I'm just going to go over there and pick it up and take it with me because he may want a snack for the road.
Okay. What I need you to do is make a fitness and security check.
Okay. Get my sheet. Yeah.
It's kind of razor because warrior cultures are funny.
Fitness is 10. Security is 3, so 13. So let me roll.
Not bad. Just need a 1.
If you get to 20, I have a perfect consequence.
He cannot have it. His fingers do not come off. Okay.
Something else.
I got a 5 and a 2.
5 and a 2. Okay, that's 2 successes. One of the successes you can bank.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm assuming you're going to bank.
I'm going to do that.
You successfully pick up the container, managing, putting your hand right in the one spot where it's intended to be picked up, because everywhere else it's like got some sharp pokey bits on it. It would
barbed
be
wire.
Barbed wire. Yeah. It's a Warriors. This is a Warriors canister. A Warriors decorative canister.
As I'm picking it up, I'm going to look at it and think, like, what purpose does this serve?
Somebody's going to have to tell you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you into the hallway that I've been itching to get you in.
It's from your okay.
I like how that. I like how that just sounds so Klingon. Sorry, folks. Broadcast is like this is from my friend. Real talk, Victor, copy. What I'm going to do is have you guys. Do you guys want to walk down the corridor together first before you get to the reception area, and have anything in there, or meet? You want to? I'll do the corridor. Give you an option.
Are we on the Odyssey now?
You're going to take a walk down the boarding ramp to the Odyssey, and I kind of hustled you a little too far, a little too fast.
That's fine.
One thing I told you I wouldn't do.
I don't think there was any. I probably would have done any like shopping ahead of time before my transfer off the station. So I stopped maybe just at the last.
I'm almost afraid to find out that you got the address for delivery wrong or some shit.
Yeah, I just take one last look at the station, the interior of the station, like maybe what they call like the central access or something like that. I don't know, but just like a quick moment of reflection, and then.
Did you want to have Realtic go ahead or not?
He can do whatever he likes. He's a grown ass man.
I feel like he looks like the type of guy that would just tag along.
He is a bit of a tag. He is a bit of a tag alonger.
Like even if he's not invited, he's just gonna walk with you.
Yep. So well, you guys kind of because this is the boarding plank.
We bump into each other.
Yeah, you all bump into each other. Commander Morgan is good to see you, and he understands Lieutenant Reldak. Retalok? Oh my God. No, it's Reltak.
That's so much better.
Yeah, Reltak. I'm just gonna go. Oh God, who writes this stuff? All right, so yeah, and he meets you and he says, "Well, let's look smart for the new boss." And
pull back my hair, just make sure my ears are covered. I'm like,
Yep.
Am I my rank is commander though?
Oh, I thought it was lieutenant commander. Did you start as you started as commander or lieutenant commander, or did you start as lieutenant?
Maybe it's lieutenant commander. I'm sorry, it is lieutenant commander.
Yeah,
I'm retarded. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's been a while.
It's been a very long while, and a lot of things shifted on your character sheets.
Yes.
But yeah, because that was why I was surprised, because Brator had been busted so many times that they actually made it up to lieutenant, which is not okay. That you're going the long way around on this. But yeah, so you guys are ready. You do note that McLaren is carrying a container of gach.
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he's a scientist, so maybe he's got a new pet project.
So I'm going to walk up to Brator holding the container and say, "I think this was sent to be my mistake."
I just grab it. I don't care that it's going to stab me, poke me, or whatever. Okay. I just look at it until when I see the mark on Sorry?
I said you were just like, YOLO, let me just grab that.
Yeah. So once I see the emblem on it, I'm like, and tuck it into my case.
Did Mom send you a gach for camp?
No.
Yeah, actually, that's what Morgan's going to say. It's like, oh, what? Gift from Mom and Dad afraid you're going to get hungry on the Odyssey? I heard they had good replicators.
Pick him up by the scruff of the neck.
Wait, you're attacking Commander Morgan.
No.
Okay.
No. Intimidating him.
I might wind up start putting discommendation notices on characters now.
You're not gonna let me have any fun. Fine.
There's
Fine,
going to
I
be
say-
plenty of Cardassians to pop like balloons, not too far from now, but
Fine.
but yeah, he could like
being
glower
composed-
and just glower at him about it. It's like, well, I like the idea that you why don't you do? It's up to you whether you want to have injured your hand specifically on this, and give it an extra
I
give it an
injured my
extra
hand.
squeeze. Is an intimidation. See, you can do intimidation that way, is like give it an extra squeeze to make extra blood come down.
No, I'm fine. Just dripping the blood right on the carpet there, and just like
Somebody's going to clean it up.
eventually.
It's just as reddish purple as it's ever been.
Sorry, so you're saying Lieutenant Morgan asked me if it was from
No,
my from my
Commander
parents?
Morgan.
Okay, I
Because he was,
apologize.
yeah,
for
because
the-
he was basically saying, you know, your parents are, you know, because he thought it was a gift. You know, it's like, wow, like somebody did mom and dad send you something as a congratulations present?
No, sir. This is from my bequeathed, or as you humans call it, my mate.
All right.
I'm going to raise my eyebrow at hearing that and be like, mate. Like, think to myself, mate.
Mate.
I didn't know they had a mate.
Yes, Lieutenant Commander, I do have a mate. It was before our last mission, sir.
Understood.
We weren't allowed to divulge personal information, sir.
Yeah, Morgan's just
No,
going to
thank
raise his eyebrows and go, okay. I mean, Morgan's barely knows you anyway, so it's like not a big deal. Like, okay.
What? More blood.
Yeah,
just
we
served
got
from
well, you know, they do let families on board. I'm certain that we could find, you know, I'm certain that they could have they could join you if they really if I'm certain they could join you. And you know what? It might be a pleasant change of pace from all the quiet and sedateness that a Galaxy class ship seems to have on it.
With respect, Commander, I would strongly not recommend that. My mate is captain of a Klingon attack cruiser, and she can be disruptive, sir.
Oh, I'll bet. He gives a slight Riker-ish smile about the whole thing, about how cool it is. This is a cool thing. Well, I only hope that she's not feeling that way when if we're on a joint patrol in the sector, perhaps we will see her at some point. I think that would be interesting. So have we kept Captain Keelog and the group waiting long enough?
Yes.
Oh, I've got to find the crew because I wrote the crew out in long form. And I don't have pictures of them. So, chat, I'm going to be throwing out a bunch of names and vague icons. So what I'm going to do is at this point, oops. There we go, Commander Morgan. He's all one object, right? Commander Morgan, he's a together kind of guy. Lieutenant Real Talk is going to peel off because this is for your orientation kind of thing. There are a few other people around. I could throw them in a bit, but I've got Elna because the captain's too busy to be bothered. Dr. Marcus Grant and Jaxel Torin. Give me just a second to pull my okay, so what I've done is I've at least color coded them so that you'll have a chance to be aware of them. I'm going to put these into your. I'm going to put these in the group chat. In the Skype chat. Can you guys see the Skype chat? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there. Okay. And I think, can I grab all those? Yes. Hey, Felix, would you please put these into the actual Lords and Ladies of Fate or Architects of Fate chat? There we go. All right.
We heard you say it. You gotta.
Yeah, you
Some kind of
guys
reward.
get, I think, do you guys get momentum or threat out of this?
We get momentum. Sorry.
Momentum.
Yes, if
You
if
get
you screw up,
momentum.
we get the. But if we screw up, yeah, you get the threat.
Okay. Well, that's my stupid fault. All right, so you get 2 points, right? I'm gonna go with 2 because it's worth it. Anyway, so you've got a Betazoid female who is Elra Thorn. She's a commander, first officer of the Odyssey. She has a reputation for those of you who may or may not know her. She's extremely chill. She's like obviously one of those. What's it called? She's obviously she's a Galaxy class first officer, and so they're all pretty exemplary people. What?
Question:
Sure.
Is she telepathic or empathic?
At this point, we're going to go with empath because ChatGPT didn't tell me otherwise. I'd rather have empath because telepath is just too nutty. The Betazoids are telepathic to each other, but not to any other species. So she.
Well, I mean,
They
the thing with the Vulcans.
Yeah, they played fast and loose with that. Or anybody they've had sex with, apparently, because Deanna could talk to Riker, but nobody else. And she did it like once. So
Yeah.
it's like okay, whatever. But she's she is she has basically who's Jaxel? Okay, yeah, all right, just hung out with him for a while. But she's an older Beta-Z female, very strong, very distinctive black eyes, flowing black hair with a slight shock of gray in the temple, and she's not small, she's not tall, but she does basically very warmly welcome all of you, and says welcome to the Odyssey. It's good to have you back as more permanent crew members instead of just you'll still be passengers, won't you? You're going to have but you'll be directly accountable to me as the Starfleet they called it a special missions team. So what I look forward to finding out what those special missions are, because we basically been just patrolling the border and trying to keep the Cardassians from tearing apart the Maquis and vice versa, as well as monitoring the border for any more incursions after the affairs of a few years ago. So yeah. One of the people that you may recognize, McLaren, is Dr. Marcus Grant. He is a researcher with a background in xenobiology. And basically, you may recognize him from that. He may have published some papers that you may have read. He may or not know you. And then there's Chief Engineer, Lieutenant Commander Jaxel Torin, who's a human. And let me see. Yeah, he doesn't have anything of note. Well, actually, no, he did just. Rachel, you may recognize him as one of your instructors at the academy. You may not have had a class with him, but you recognize him as an academy instructor.
Yay! I need a second instructor. How much more could this day go well for me?
Could be.
At least I don't have to pull this. At least I don't have to pull this one out of a torture chamber
Oh, that's true.
yet.
Oh, that's right. Morgan was also another academy instructor. So that also means that
Yeah.
Jaxel knows Commander Morgan. And yeah, they I don't know how they get along. We're going to have Morgan make a note about that. But
Good.
Jaxel was an engineer who really worked on getting every last decimal point out of things and encouraged the students to do so as well. So they're very much a person that would be not necessarily super by the book, but really, if they could possibly pull anything extra out of the engines and still be within the theory of the rules, they will do it. So they're not going to go jury rigging a lot, but they're also not going to leave anything on the table. And also, she'll eye up Morgan, and they'll just or he'll eye up Morgan, and Morgan will eye him up, and we'll leave that up to Drew Neutral when Drew Neutral gets back to establish that relationship.
I was going to say I would like to. Now let me just clarify. We're just like in a casual thing. It's not a
yeah. This is sort of the hey, welcome aboard, and then yeah, you've been piped aboard. You're now assigned, and we're moving right into the cocktail weenie phase of things.
I just wanted to go up. I wanted to.
Blood still dripping on the carpet.
I just wanted to tell. It was a pleasure to meet Commander Thorne and Warren, but I want to go over and say hello to Dr. Grant and just say, hello, Dr. Grant. It's a pleasure to meet you. I read some of your papers and I found them very interesting. I myself study xenobiology.
I should say you do. And then she just taps her eye. She's almost like ready to go. She's about ready to go. Like touching it.
I'm just going to kind of give her like a knowingly glance and then just take a sip of my drink that I miraculously just got from someone.
A tray walks by. Yeah.
Yep.
One of them 10 forward waistcoated guys walks by. Brator, anything? If you wanted to dispose of your items beforehand, let me know. Otherwise, we can do the joke of you just standing there with a potted plant. Or did you stuff it in the case?
Well, my mate's gift is actually in the case with a couple of my personal effects.
Okay.
Most of my regular stuff has been transported to my quarters already.
Yep.
Knife, everything of normal value is over there right now. Yep. I'm just unless the command crew has comes over to talk to me, I'm just holding a rag over my hand just to dull a bit of the blood, and then be the person there for about 5-10 minutes, and then just start making my way out the door.
Okay.
Because my assignment here as a pilot is I don't know. I'm going to be down in the shuttle bay as far as I know.
Yep. Well, you're
or maybe maybe beta shift or something like that.
Well, as part of it is you're going to be your group, which I probably didn't explain very clearly, is you three are the nucleus of a team, that's detached for special missions. So that's the deal. And yeah, what you do on your downtime is going to be more interesting. And I'm kind of equating it not quite to the Makos, but that sort of relationship. If do the Makos make any sense to you?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, they do. But to answer your question, I do the thing with the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how we started. We've
and
never done hazard teams.
have you seen the last
Yeah, the last chapter we
episode?
did a
Where,
hazard team chapter,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
kind of funny, but I like it a little better because it kind of works for what we want to do here.
But to answer your question, I do the typical. Yes, I'm not going to be the rude one and just make my way out the door.
Mhm.
I stay around for a few minutes.
Yeah.
If the senior officers come to talk to me, I will answer their questions. Kind of like a middle of the road type person.
Yeah.
And then once I'm on my way to the shuttle bay.
Okay.
Which
I didn't know if you
will
wanted to go to
be on.
your quarters first or not.
Yeah, I'll go to my quarters, dump my bag, put my bag down, grab my engineering
If I
kit,
can,
and then just.
if I can freaking find. I am so frustrated that I don't have Galaxy class quarters.
Do I have a roommate?
As a lieutenant, no, in theory you don't.
Yes, but this is your ship.
The ship's pretty big unless you really want one. And I would say in the era of cultural awareness, oh hell no, we're not gonna like make you room with anybody. Because that would be.
Well, I know. Well, I know the junior officers had to. So we had that one where the TNG lower decks type.
Yeah, they were
people, but they were ensigns.
Yeah, they were ensigns, and maybe Lieutenant JGs had to do it too, because that tracks from the USS.
But hey, maybe we let Chat decide.
Yeah, Chat could say who's the roommate because we got to make one up now.
No, I mean, they could always throw me in with
I like the idea.
Bajor.
I like you in with just the bunks. But you're just in there with the bunk beds that made no sense on the Odyssey or on the Excelsior.
Damn it!
But yeah, if you want to head back toward your head back toward your quarters. That would be fine because I think it's a small talk party. I don't think any of them are going to be. I don't want to have the instructor come right at you because that's kind of pointless. Actually, no. I think Jaxel probably did get
instructor.
Jaxel, your former academy guy, right? Because I apparently only have 3 ideas in my head. So, but everybody was somebody's instructor at the academy. It's just a requirement. But Jaxel, and also you get the sense that this crew is kind of got that Galaxy class vibe where everything's kind of, super mall-like, super mellow. They're all just super overconfident about everything because they're the Galaxy class. They got the best ship. But Jaxel also, as you're about to leave, Jaxel has been waiting for this as you're about to scoot because they know how you act. No, it's okay. Jaxel just says, Lieutenant, the ops chief over on 375 was a personal friend of mine. And they reported that your work was infinitely satisfactory. Exceptionally satisfactory would be the phrase.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and we'll expect to see you down there.
Continue that here.
Yeah, we'll expect to see you down there. Was there anything? Also, because he does know you, not in a bad way, not in a horrible way. Were you a good engineer? Were you a good engineer? All right.
Fair.
Yeah, good on shuttles. Everything else you could give no shits about. Do not let him near the warp manifold. Well, actually, no, your character actually does have that.
Let's put it this way: the more delicate work, wouldn't recommend giving it to a Klingon.
Yeah. But
They're not delicate.
he also said, but also I don't think that you quite finished something over there. And so he is going to have arranged for one of the shuttles that you had done the most work on and customized to be brought over.
Okay, then the first officer.
Because basically that's
He would pick up-
that's basically this is you getting a mighty steed out of without having to come up with some random thing on the Odyssey.
Then let's put it this way: the Vulcan side of me is keeping my composure straight as he explains this to me, but the Betazoid first officer registers the Klingon side of me almost swelling up with pride and almost wanting to go yahoo, yay, yippee.
Yeah.
But
Jackson's going to say, you know, I hope that this well, I hope that it won't cause too many problems for the engineering crew to have to keep putting it back together or something like that. It's like, I think I can talk a couple of the Delta Shift out of into moving something out of Base 7 or out of Shuttle Bay 3. So you will have a kind of a lone bay.
that is not necessary, sir. I'm here to serve at the USS Odysseys' need. I do not seek special privileges, as it would not be fair for any of the other departments.
Oh no, that one has the bad heat regulators in it. You'll freeze your ass off. And then he just says, "Good luck, bye." And you're not sure whether he's real or if he means it or not, but oh no, it's not a hardship. It's a piece of, and having a shuttle bay that malfunctions on a ship seems stupid. So you'll have a choice on that. But yeah, Grant keeps kind of uncomfortably coming back to the Borg stuff with you, Lieutenant Commander.
Hey.
And you can decide if you want to continue with it, if you want to disengage from it. Not saying fetishy, but definitely fascination, because nobody gets to mess with nanoprobes or anything at this point.
I'm going to sip my drink and kind of look at her and it's a her, right? Marcus Grant.
I think it's a boy.
Oh,
let me see. I may have only made. No, we're progressive, because men can be doctors too. It's not just a woman's job anymore.
Oh, it says a human male.
Human male.
Yeah. I was right.
The commander is buttonholing Commander Morgan. They've got some stuff they're talking about that rather intensely, actually. And Torrin's going to go over and join them, while leaving you totally at the mercy of Dr. Grant.
And I'm just going to sip my drink, and I was going to say, so, Dr. Grant, have you studied any interesting species lately?
Yeah, there is a weird. I don't know. It's the Bajorans say that they've found some sort of bizarre life forms in the asteroid belt. A few. I don't know how many sectors away from here, near the Cardassian border. There's an asteroid field. It's kind of weird. It's right near the Badlands, but not quite.
That's interesting. That could warrant.
Yeah, it's sort of like an isomorphic life form. It's really bizarre.
That sounds bizarre. That does sound very interesting. Maybe perhaps we should take a detour and investigate.
Oh, I think that would be great. It would beat running supplies, and anything beats going to the refugee camps and filling yet another round of medical supplies that never seem to. Oh, yeah.
Never seems to be enough.
Yeah, let's go. Let's. It never. No, it doesn't.
So in my head, I'm
Yeah.
like, phew, so happy I changed the subject.
Yeah, you got him into a complete depressed funk at this point, where he's realized just how pointless, how never-ending his pointless battle with horrible abuses are. Yeah, so he gets to see all that. But yeah, he's saying, well, we should schedule a shuttle trip.
And I'm going to say, let me see. So he's a commander, so that ranks me. Okay. So yes, sir. Let's
There's a
we can
CMO
schedule
too, so yeah.
Oh yeah. So we can schedule a shuttle trip whenever you like. If you'll allow me to get settled into my quarters first. But then I would be happy to join you on this expedition.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure. Yeah, and he brightens up because it's like, you know, I heard there's something that happened. It's happened on and you know, there's a rumor that there's something on one of those Cardassian stations that might be one of those life forms. So I can't wait to see if we can find another one.
I'm real quick. I'm asking a question. We are talking about orbs, right?
About what?
Are we talking about orbs?
Oh, you're talking about Odo.
Odo. Oh.
He was found
isomorphic.
As a meta thing. If I understand my canon or the stories right, Odo and several other kind of proto whatevers, shape-shifting, either changelings that never made it, or creatures that were like not quite changelings or proto changelings, were found somewhere in the asteroid belt where the wormhole will eventually appear. That was at least my understanding. That was the story of how Odo got all the way here, more or less, right? Am I close on that, Nathaniel? What is it? What is it then? Bring it. Come on, let's go. You have to wave your hand. You gonna look shit up in memory beta?
So yeah, Odo was found on Bajor, blah 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 blah. Proto form he found, yeah.
Well, because there was also this weird key thing that he found too.
Yeah,
and I'm putting
was given
that
to
in
him
there.
by a changeling.
Yeah, he was all excited. It's like, oh, maybe it's one of me, and I don't think they totally roughed him out yet. But yeah, because people have to know who the hell Odo is by this time, because he's not exactly an unknown, unimportant in a bottle guy right now. He's dealing with war crimes and guilt right about now, actually.
So I'm just going to tell Dr. Grant the chance to study an isomorphic life form would be fascinating, and I look forward to joining you on this trip.
Okay. And what he's going, great. And I take it you're going to disengage and head to your quarters.
Yes, I'm going to say, if you'll excuse me, and I'm just going to walk away.
Okay. You're going to take your little...
Throw my drink in his face and just kidding.
I am not. My eyes are up. My eye still is up here. But yeah, his eye does keep going off to the implant, which you're almost used to, but nobody gave a shit about it on Bajor.
Right.
You'd had nobody judging you because they had no idea who and what you were, which is kind of, by the way, a neat thing. And as you're going through your quarters, you're trying to find your way to wherever, you hear something. I'm going to put you guys' rooms close to each other by chance. Well, I mean, it's close enough. It's like newbie quarters. They just took this. They still have the plastic on the ship's undergone a refit recently, so it's still got the plastic over the wall panels. So it's up to you whether you tear that off or not. But yep. But what happens is, I mean, both of you have your own version of good hearing. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I just got a copy of the senior officer's quarters. Open in browser. Download to my desktop. PNG the shit out of it. Oh, thank you for making a PNG. That's really helpful. Because that means I can do cool shit with it. Okay, not quite. So you guys are. Let me see.
So yeah, I arrive in my quarters. I set up a few minor things are up. I set the Kishara up. I set my house banner up.
Lava Rock.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go with the typical Klingon. I'm gonna rip the mattress right off the bed and just stick it back in the replicator, and just like
I like that the
nice hard
replicator
bed.
is this big. So you're just gonna keep shoving the pieces. Well, it wouldn't matter how
I
many
don't have a
pieces it's in,
garbage
right? It's a garbage chute.
I don't have a garbage disposal. I can just jam it right down the chute.
I like the
It's
idea.
either
I like
that or
the
I
idea that it
freezer
can
it,
just
sit
go
on-
out in the hall.
Yeah, that's gonna raise a few red flags.
I just see the door open and a
I
blanket
like
fly
the
out
idea
hallway.
that the door is open, and yeah, you flop it. The door opens to the quarters, and it's like what? Because you guys do know each other, so it's not like an outrageous thing. To
I'm
him.
just gonna see
Oh
the
no!
blanket fly out.
If you want outrageous, it would be simple: transport into space, and the McLaren can see it just slowly rotating past his window.
I do like.
And I'm just gonna think to myself, "Oh, Braytor."
So while you're just sort of staring at him, trying to put a mattress back into to reclaim the mattress, essentially. Across the way, you hear this. It sounds like music, almost coming from the door across the hall here. Like someone's chanting, and yeah, go ahead.
Do you hear that? I'm gonna look at Braytor and say, "Do you hear that? It almost sounds like chanting."
I just go to the door and read the label on the door, like who's.
This would be Lieutenant Relitok's quarters. It's just crazy random happenstance that it happens to be his quarters.
I look to Lieutenant Commander and just say, it is my fellow lieutenant. He is speaking to his gods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do recognize a little bit of it, like because you all both basically, by the way, also have cultural familiarity with Bajor.
Oh yes.
But you remind him of it's a gods. You go, oh, the because you only heard a couple of chants, on the Cliff Notes version of the Bajor, are deeply spiritual, and then you hear a couple of chants, and then they cut away to something else about agriculture, right? So you have that kind of grade school understanding of the culture at the moment, whatever's left of it after 100 years of occupation. And but you also like, his voice is rising to an alarming pitch, even for you guys, even for a Klingon thing. This is something that if it were a Klingon, it would be like just a getting ready to murder people chant, a prep for battle chant.
I'm gonna look over at Braytor and say something doesn't seem right.
It doesn't sound like it does not sound Presbyterian. This does not sound like a bunch of Presbyterians.
I think we should go in there and we should check on him. I'm just gonna walk up
by your lead, sir.
I'm just gonna walk up.
coffees.
I'm gonna walk up and press the button.
Oh, very good. Thanks. The door doesn't respond. He doesn't respond. You hear, Amthak, Nek, Tor. Let me see some voices going in here for you.
The voices. Sorry.
Talking.
I know it's
Talking, Kastamojan, Talking Prophetum, Sardin.
And and so he starts now having different voices. Like we got some Rosemary's Baby stuff going on. And
Oh my gosh.
do you want to try the door again or no?
Well, I'm going to use my comm badge.
Okay.
And McLaren to Rel Talk. Come in, Rel Talk. Is everything okay in there? Doesn't sound like it.
That's a good point. There's no response on the comm badge.
Okay. Would we be able to emergency override and open the door, or do we need to contact the bridge?
Normal policy is you could, since you have a doctorate, you could do a medical override, or we could just force the door.
Brute strength it. I'm just gonna override the door.
Gonna try and override the door. Luckily,
Yeah.
the crew is super efficient in this century, and they got all your command codes transferred so that you apparently have now been given medical override on the ship. You are a medical officer. I mean, you're in the medical staff, so you are not. I think, right? You're medical, or are you science?
Well, I'm mainly science, but I have field medicine. So
I'm gonna go. I hate to say this. I'm gonna go with your codes don't because you don't have a medical override. I apologize to do that to you, but
no, it's fine.
There's more than one way to open a door in Star Trek. It depends on what you want to do. You could even call someone.
Excuse me, Lieutenant Commander. Wow.
Yeah, but it does sound like the
door.
person is shrieking, and the door is warm to the touch.
Oh my gosh. Should we break door suggestions? We break in.
Right
If
towards
so,
the security, we need an emergency override on the lieutenant's quarters due to medical emergency.
Acknowledged, Lieutenant. I'm also sending security to your location. And
I would also advise a medical assistance as well, just in case.
Okay. And somewhere you hear because no, they don't have audio. They've alerted the other doctor. As the door slides open, you see where is this? I had him named. I had his little icon up. Okay. Let's pretend it's on this side over here. He's sitting on his little table, and he's kind of floating in the middle of the room. He is engulfed in a bit of fire that doesn't seem to burn anything, and he's hovering. And he's got a weird book open in front of him.
Gosh.
We really brought the Coast emoji in here.
Seriously? Not gonna say anything, man. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But you're gonna find out about that next time we play, because that's our cliffhanger. We've thrown open the door,
oh my gosh,
and we see somebody, just a Bajoran engulfed, who's worried about his home world. It's got some things going on.
He's fine. I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed. Call me. He's staying in the same spot. If anything changes, call me. Yeah, I like the unflappable Klingon idea. I do like the idea that the Klingon is less than impressed because you're not being actually burned by it. Anyway.
I've been to. I'm sure I've been to Boroth, so I mean I've heard of it, and it's funky stuff, and I've heard of the home planet, and how hot and humid it gets. So
there you go. Yeah,
this is nothing.
this is nothing. What I'm going to do is say, hey, thanks everybody, all you architects of fate. We have a lot of things going on this week, probably. But we have, first of all, I want to thank everybody. And hopefully Broadcast is looking for a raid for us. And what I want to say is Tuesday. Let me see. Our player characters have, what? Hey, too late, man. I didn't write, everybody gave me a TBA. So give me a sec. Where is, because I just flipped something into Skype. I'm sorry, guys. Where did this, now I need to find out, where did you throw this note to me, dude? Nat, where did you throw the note?
Well, as he figures that out.
Yeah, I
please
figured
tune
this
in
out. Nat, can you paste it into
Tuesday.
chat? Yeah. Tuesday, Conan, The Coiling Death. In the Age of Dreams, Season 3, Episode 22, the party continues down into the coiling depths of the cursed cave and into the arms, tentacles, scales of some serpentine monstrosities. Wednesday, Adenia, Season something or other, maybe 3. It is the, there we go, Architects of Fate. All right, I really hate this. There we go. Maybe season 3, you're gonna have to check the Discord to find out. And I've just been handed an emergency note about the Evil League of Evil on Thursday. The players have been inducted. What? All right. Sunday. All right, fine. You guys are going to have to get this stuff to me a lot faster, man. Players have been inducted into the Bad Horse's Evil League of Evil, but only as henchmen. Their first mission is to collect Ralph Nader from Bad Horse, but who has also sent other henchmen to compete for the Nader Prize. Will our players of evildoers prevail, or will they fall to Stabby Rabbit and the rest of the Pickle Dickles gang? Oh, God. Tune in to find out. Friday, we have Cookie Trek, The Doctor's Dilemma. Whilst waiting out the storm, the crew has to decide, who are you if you're not a doctor? And then on Sunday, the Tomb of Annihilation, Doom Chicka Doom Doom, or Tomb Chicka Tomb Tomb. It should be 2 tombs. I urge Broadcast to correct that. And check the details. We are finally in the tomb, and the details are going to have to be in Discord or watch the space. And then Monday, back around, Star Trek Back in Business, a Ferengi-based game, and this episode is the 162nd rule. Cash Dash is still trying to find the treacherous imp Grell, and when will Lara and Darvo pick up the hailing call? But anyway, hopefully everybody had a good time, and I wanted to say thanks, even though I got very frustrated with myself on this and can't see anybody. Broadcast, do we have a way out, or are we just ending it? We got a raid? Hey, GM and the Great Bear, how you doing? I hope he's not been there for very long. But yes, I figured I'd end it with a good old-fashioned power wraith. You know, just because I wanted to slow things down a little. But yeah, you guys don't know that, so it'll be fun watching you try and back your way into that one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We're